Manchester United versus Everton at Old Trafford. Return to Premier League action for both sides. Both sides in Europe during the week. We both had 3-0 scores, but obviously Manchester United getting a 3-0 win and Everton losing 3-0 in their Europa League tie. So at the moment Manchester United obviously in much better form than Everton. So Manchester United going into this game at home as firm favourites. But the key to this game is the return for Romelu Lukaku to play Everton and for Wayne Rooney returning to Old Trafford, where he's played for a number of years, scored a number of goals and performed really well for Manchester United. So I'm sure he will get a great reception when the teams come out onto the pitch, but we hope he doesn't come back to haunt Manchester United. He's had ups and downs in so far at the start of the season, obviously got off the field problems now, so that may well be affecting him going into this game. We don't want to. Our players in the past have come back to haunt Manchester United, and we don't want that with Wayne Rooney. Now we're going into this without Paul Pogba, so that is going to be a massive blow to Manchester United. But we should be in confident for mood going into this game. We've only had that one against Stoke where we drew, which was just some stupid defensive errors, or we would have won that as well. So we've got to be going into this really on a high and hoping that Manchester United can again get the 3 points. Now, obviously, that Paul Pogba injury is a massive blow to Manchester United, and I would believe that Jose Mourinho will ring the changes for this game again, as he'd done in the previous 2 games. He's changed a lot of players, so obviously David is going to keep his place in goal because we've got Burton Albion in the cup, so you would expect Romero to get a run out in that. Then you're going to get Valencia back in at right back. It will probably be Blind at left back, but he could play Darmian. We'll have to wait and see. It should be again Jones in there alongside Bailly. Obviously both missed the game in the Champions League, so they'll both be back to play this, and you would expect the likes of Lindelof to play against Burton Albion. Now it's in midfield. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of team he goes for. Obviously Matic is going to be definitely in there, but he may choose to shuffle his pack. Obviously Fellaini's going to come back into the team. Whether he keeps Juan Mata in the team, I'm not sure. There's a lot of question marks there. Could he potentially bring Marco Carrick in as well? Herrera into the midfield? See, it's difficult to know what he's going to do. I would expect Marco Carrick to probably play against Burton Albion, so it would then be Fellaini in there, Matic, maybe as the midfield too, and with you've got Mkhitaryan in there as well. I think that Mkhitaryan's best position should be in that sort of number 10 role, so ahead of them two. Then you've got to really start Marcus Rashford. I mean, he's in good form at the moment. I can't expect Martial. I can't exactly think that Jose Mourinho will put Martial in ahead of him. I'd expect Martial to come out of this game and be the substitute one. So far, he's put one in from the start and then either substituted them or substituted someone else and brought the other one on in later in the game. And I would expect it to be Martial from the bench. And obviously, it's going to be Lukaku up front. So it's going to be roughly that. It's difficult to know what midfield he's going to go for, but I'm pretty sure Fellaini's going to be in there, and obviously Matic will start. Whether he brings Herrera in or keeps one Mata, we will have to wait and see. But some of them players will get game time against Burton Albion on Wednesday night. There's going to hopefully be some rotation there against Burton Albion because they're not doing too clever down near the foot of the Championship. So you would expect some rotation there. Maybe could we see some youngsters? I don't know what the situation is there with any of the youngsters, whether he wants to bring any into the team. I think 2-1 injured, but there may be some other ones that he might want to bring in, the likes of Scott McTominay, who probably won't feature in the Premier League a lot this season. I shouldn't think he's going to bring the likes of Angel Gomez into the team for the Burton Albion one. So whoever misses out of this game in midfield will probably play against Burton Albion. Now, Michael Carrick hasn't featured a lot for Manchester United, even in the pre-season. I think the pre-season was the last time we saw Michael Carrick, so he's definitely going to get some minutes sooner or later, and I would expect that to be against Burton Albion. Now, there's reports that Jose Mourinho's apparently fallen out with Ander Herrera. I'm not too sure on that, but he's going to get some game time over the coming weeks with Paul Pogba not playing. Now, obviously, Wayne Rooney is going to be Everton's main threat for Manchester United, no doubt about it, because he's coming back to play at Old Trafford, so he's going to be raring to go for this one. But they've also got Sigurdsson, who they spent a lot of money on in the summer, who can cause Manchester United a lot of problems. But with Lukaku up front, Manchester United should really have two. I would say that Manchester United should be going into this competent enough that we should be able to get the job done. They've lost 3-0 in both their previous 2 games. They certainly haven't started the season well considering they've spent a lot of money, but I was a bit worried for Everton that they might struggle to get so many goals this season, because you've taken out 25 league goals, what they had last season from Romelu Lukaku, and Wayne Rooney just isn't going to replace them goals, so bringing Sigurdsson in will help as well. But he creates a lot. He created a decent amount at Swansea last year. I think he got 12 assists and 12 goals or something like that. So he's not really. Both of them aren't going to really replace Lukaku's goals. So it's going to be difficult to see. I think that Wayne Rooney has come to the end of his time now, and I'm hoping that it doesn't come back to haunt me against Manchester United at the weekend. But he's going to be really fired up for this one, but I'm expecting Manchester United to get over the line in this one. You saw obviously 3-0 and 3-0 scorelines. I wouldn't fear that this Everton team could be the team that Manchester United come unstuck in at home. But obviously you never know. But I was expecting Everton. Obviously we always expect Everton to be that team that are just below the top 5 or 6, sort of 5-6 teams in the Premier League, sort of finishing around sort of 7th, 8th. But obviously they haven't started off too well. But they probably will get better. Koeman is a decent manager and has done a decent job at previous clubs and done a decent job last season for them. So I would expect them to start kicking on at some point. Just hope it's not this weekend. I'm going to go though for a Manchester United win. I'm hoping that we can keep another clean sheet. I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 2-0, and hopefully Romelu Lukaku can get another goal and maybe another Marcus Rashford goal, because Marcus Rashford is in good form at the moment. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.